Farooq Sahab, thank you so much for being on our show.
Great pleasure.
Tell me, Farooq Sahab, do you think nowadays actors, I'm sure you watch movies nowadays, but do you think the actors are more prepared than your time?
Oh, 100 times.
Yeah, more
They're more
confident.
prepared,
Yeah.
they're more capable, they're more competent, they're more driven, and they're more intelligent.
But
They
you know,
surprise
people
me.
like you all came from a theatre background, so that was such a strong background. No one really today does all that.
I think
Do
exposure.
you recommend that?
Theatre
act-
is wonderful.
Yeah.
So if you do well, the audience tells you immediately you're doing well.
Yeah.
If you don't, they tell you immediately go home. So A, you get prepared to tackle
Yeah.
reaction, and B, you get prepared to tackle acceptance and non-acceptance.
But didn't you ever think of teaching acting, having an acting academy, all of that?
After I finish learning, I'll think about that.
Any film from the current crop that you have seen which you wish, like, I wish I was a part of this film, like, even if it was my younger days? Any impressive director?
I don't know whether I would want to be part of it.
Yeah.
But I have enjoyed films in recent times.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I have enjoyed this Pakistani film that said Bol.
Okay.
You know, it had some very, very important things to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of our new filmmakers who are making films that are very, very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I particularly enjoy people like Mr. Vishal Bharadwaj,
Yeah,
whose latest
absolutely.
film I still have to see. I am very enamored of what Dibakar Banerjee does.
Banerjee, one of the best
I
filmmakers,
like
yeah.
very much what Mr. Neeraj Pandey does. You know, there's a whole list
Yeah,
of these.
yeah, yeah.
And these are intelligent, educated people with a new kind of zeal.
When do we see you like directing a film?
God forbid. No.
Why?
No way. At least I don't foresee myself directing a film.
Okay.
A, I don't have the patience.
Or
B,
just
I don't
because
have the
you're lazy.
brains. So both departments are a little lacking.
Yeah. When do we see you doing more TV? Something like Jina Isi Ka Naam Hai again.
I was quite happy doing it.
Yeah. You look like you're in a very happy space.
If I'm doing television, then
Yeah.
I'm not doing cinema at the same time.
Why? Because television is very time consuming.
And also because too much work is not very healthy for Mr. Farooq Sheikh. You know, serials that come 5 times a week are very good for the viewer and very good
Yeah.
for people who are, cashing in on that trend. So then you have a Mercedes in a very short time, and you have a bungalow that you own, or at least a flat that you own. So I'm too old to either want to own a flat or to own a Mercedes.
But money has never been a driver for you.
No, I enjoy spending money. It cannot be the driving force. Money should work for me. I shouldn't be working for money. Money is an item of use.
Yeah.
It's not something that comes from the heavens high and satisfies your soul. It satisfies your physical needs.
You know, there was a time, the kind of roles Shabana Azmi and Smita Patil used to do, very strong women-oriented roles. And there was a huge gap where we didn't see such movies. And right now, it's almost like a return of that. We see very strong women roles in cinema, again, with Vidya Balan, the kind of movies that she's
Correct.
doing. What do you think of that phase?
I hope that Vidya Balanji is going to be not a standout alone kind of
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
We need more
Yeah.
women to be given that opportunity, and we need more films of that kind. It's foolish to expect कि जो भी अच्छा है और जो भी important जो दो देखने लायक है वो तो मर्दों की नज़र का ही होगा. I saw a film which sadly didn't do very well,
Yeah.
but what a fabulous performance Kareena Kapoor has done in Heroine.
Heroine.
अरे भाई क्या
Yeah.
बात है.
Yeah.
I have huge admiration for that lady.
Wow.
The film didn't do well.
Yeah, didn't do well.
But the film was
sadly.
about her and her life and her character.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And we need more of that.
No, like when we talk about competition, the way the new crop of actors and our industry currently sees competition is very different. Every Friday is like, kitne crore hue hai? 100 crores, now we're talking about 200 crores. The entire competition is very different. It's not about outsmarting each other's work anymore.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with the product of art,
It's creative
then
at the
it
end
should
of the
not
day.
be
Yeah.
only the kind of,
Number
bottom
game.
line of the balance sheet. I am all for that kind of cinema to be shown as well.
Yeah.
But I am a little despairing if that is the only kind of cinema we aspire to.
Yeah. But Farooq Sahab, it also happens because we are largely a very star-driven industry. I'm sure it was back then also, and it's still that way.
Always will
right?
be.
It always will be. What do you think about that?
So
like,
that's
people say that, और खान्स नहीं होंगे फिल्म में तो फिल्म 100 crore नहीं बनेगी.
I-
That's the mindset.
That's a faulty mindset.
Yeah, they also
Let me
have
talk
that.
about
Yeah.
a person whom I admire, is Mr. Salman Khan.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, his first film was also a film that I acted in. It was
Okay.
called BV Hota Aisi.
Huh.
And Salman Saab graduated from BV Hota Aisi. I didn't see all of his films
Right,
thereafter. But I saw Tere Naam.
Oh.
And I was like,
One of his
oh,
best,
wow,
I think.
this
Yeah.
man has really picked up. He's learned the ropes.
Yeah.
And he's shaping out to be a fabulous actor.
Yeah.
And he's showing you that I can deliver. You give me a chance and I'll deliver you and I'll satisfy you, Mr. Director, Mr. Producer, Mr. Audience. I'll work it to your satisfaction. But suppose, God forbid, all that Salman Saab chooses to do is dabang, 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 dabang. 2, 3, 4, 20.
Yeah.
Then where is the scope for the uncommonly talented actor?
Right, right.
So he's capable of delivering. But if you have straight-jacketed him into X budget,
Yeah.
then you're depriving him, you're depriving us as viewers of somebody's talent which is very, very available.
I know you don't watch too much of cinema, but with the current crop, who are the people you really like?
Oh,
who
there
are
are
really
plenty.
promising, the current breed of actors?
There are so many. I envy them.
Yeah.
I wish I had that when I started out.
But do you see any one of them and say you see a young Farooq Sheikh in any of them? Do you
Khudana
any of
why
them
should
remind
anybody
you?
be a poor Farooq Sheikh? They should be what they are. Even when I saw Miss Kapoor in a film called Dev, I thought she did brilliantly.
she looked-
And in the face
The
of
sans makeup look, she
Bachchan
was
Saab
beautiful.
and in the face of Om Puri Saab and so many other very talented Amrish Puri Saab थे और लोग थे, and she like stood out.
Yeah.
तो इस तरह का talent तो अब बहुत सारा आ रहा है.
Yeah.
And we need to use it. We don't need to just expend them on dancing and singing and
Yeah.
fighting and kicking and throwing their clothes off.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Farooq.
Great
It was
pleasure.
a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise,
You really had a very nice
likewise.
time. Thank you so much.